PC24 ਦੇ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ 'ਚ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਬਹੁਤ-ਬਹੁਤ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ ਜੀ। ਮੈਂ ਹਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਹੋਸਟ ਪਾਲ ਚੀਮਾ। ਇਸ ਵਕਤ ਸਵੇਰ ਦੇ 10:30 ਹੋਏ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਆਪਣੇ ਕਮਿਟਮੈਂਟ ਦੇ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਪੇਸ਼ ਹੋ ਗਏ। ਸਾਨੂੰ ਉਮੀਦ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਅੱਜ ਐਬਟਸਫੋਰਡ BC ਤੋਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਗੈਸਟ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਸੂਰਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਜੁੜਨਗੇ ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੁਛ ਜਨੈਰਿਕ ਜਿਹੀਆਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰਨੀਆਂ ਚਾਹਾਂਗੇ। ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਡੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਜਾਂ ਸਵਾਲ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਦਿਮਾਗ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਚੱਲ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਕੀ ਇਹ ਸਹੀ ਟਾਈਮ ਹੈ ਰੀਅਲ ਅਸਟੇਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੋਈ ਟ੍ਰਾਂਜੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਨ ਦਾ। ਸੋ ਟ੍ਰਾਂਜੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ ਇਹ ਪਰਚੇਜ਼ ਦੀ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈ, ਇਹ ਸੇਲ ਦੀ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈ, ਇਹ ਕਮਰਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਦੀ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈ, ਇਹ ਇੰਡਸਟਰੀਅਲ ਦੀ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈ, ਇਨਵੈਸਟਮੈਂਟ ਦੀ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈ। ਪਰ ਆਪਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਗੱਲ ਰਿਸਟ੍ਰਿਕਟ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਉਹ ਸਿਰਫ ਘਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਖਰੀਦੋ ਫਰੋਖਤ ਦੇ ਸੰਬੰਧ 'ਚ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਕਿ ਇਜ਼ ਇਟ ਦਾ ਰਾਈਟ ਟਾਈਮ ਟੂ ਬਾਏ ਯੂਰ ਹਾਊਸ। ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਸੀਂ 1 ਘੰਟਾ ਜੁੜੇ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ। ਅਸੀਂ 10:30 ਤੋਂ 11:30 ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਵਾਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਜਵਾਬ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਕੀ ਇਹ ਮਕਾਨ ਖਰੀਦਣ ਜਾਂ ਵੇਚਣ ਦਾ ਸਹੀ ਟਾਈਮ ਹੈ, ਇਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਸਾਂਝੇ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ। ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਵਿਚਾਰਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਸਹਿਮਤ ਹੋਣਾ ਕੋਈ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਨਹੀਂ, ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਵਧੀਆ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੈ। ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕਾਲ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੋ ਤੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਟੂਡੀਓ ਦੇ ਨੰਬਰ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ, ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖੋਗੇ ਤੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਪੱਕੇ ਹੀ ਝਾੜ ਦਿੱਤੇ ਹੈ। 647 956 1020, 647 815 18। ਕਦੇ ਵੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਕਾਲ ਕਰ ਦਿਓ, ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਕਾਲ ਅਸੀਂ ਡਾਇਰੈਕਟਲੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲਵਾਂਗੇ। ਦੁਨੀਆ ਵੀ ਸੁਣੇਗੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਵਾਲ ਦਾ ਜਵਾਬ ਦੇਣ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ। ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੀ ਰੀਤ ਅਨੁਸਾਰ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਅੱਜ ਜਨਮ ਦਿਨ ਮਨਾਏ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹੈ, ਐਨੀਵਰਸਰੀਆਂ ਮਨਾਏ ਜਾ ਰਹੀਆਂ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਪਰਿਵਾਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਵ ਜਨਮੇ ਦੀਆਂ ਕਿਲਕਾਰੀਆਂ ਗੂੰਜ ਉੱਠੀਆਂ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪੋ ਆਪਣੇ ਮਕਾਨ ਖਰੀਦ ਕੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਪ੍ਰਸਥਾਨ ਵੀ ਕਰ ਲਿਆ ਜੀ, ਪਹੁੰਚ ਗਏ ਆ ਉੱਥੇ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਮੰਨ ਕੇ ਇਹ ਸੋਚ ਕੇ ਕਿ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਭਰੋਸਾ ਨਹੀਂ, ਆਪਣੇ ਪਿਆਰਾਂ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਇਨਕਮ ਨੂੰ ਆਉਣ ਵਾਲੇ 15 16 20 25 ਸਾਲ ਤੱਕ ਸੁਰੱਖਿਅਤ ਕਰਵਾ ਲਿਆ ਕੋਈ ਢੁਕਵੀਂ ਇੰਸ਼ੋਰੈਂਸ ਪਾਲਿਸੀ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜੀ। ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਲੱਖ ਲੱਖ ਮੁਬਾਰਕਬਾਦ ਹੋਵੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ, ਮੇਰੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਗੈਸਟਾਂ ਵੱਲੋਂ, ਮੇਰੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਸਪਾਂਸਰਸ ਵੱਲੋਂ। ਪਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਖੁਸ਼ ਰੱਖੇ। PC24 RETV ਇੱਕ ਉੱਭਰਦਾ ਹੋਇਆ ਚੈਨਲ ਆ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਿ ਸਿਰਫ ਤੇ ਸਿਰਫ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਸਾਂਝੀ ਕਰਨ ਦੇ ਮੰਤਵ ਨਾਲ ਕ੍ਰੀਏਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ। ਸਾਡਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਨੂੰ ਲੈਣ ਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਹੀ ਮਕਸਦ ਨਹੀਂ ਗਾ। ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਆਓਗੇ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਲਈ, ਜੀ ਸਦਕੇ ਆਓ, ਪਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਐਕਟਿਵਲੀ ਸੋਲਿਸਿਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ। ਸਾਡਾ ਇੱਕੋ ਪਰਪਸ ਆ, ਇੱਕੋ ਕੋਰ ਵੈਲਿਊ ਸਾਡੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਕਰੋ ਪੂਰੀ ਸੋਚ ਸਮਝ ਨਾਲ ਕਰੋ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਮਕਾਨ ਖਰੀਦਣਾ ਤੇ ਮਕਾਨ ਵੇਚਣਾ ਬੜੀਆਂ ਵੱਡੀਆਂ ਟ੍ਰਾਂਜੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਨੇ, ਬੜੇ ਵੱਡੇ ਵੱਡੇ ਅਮਾਊਂਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਨਵੋਲਵ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ। ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਤੋਂ ਬਗੈਰ ਜਦੋਂ ਕੋਈ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹੀ ਟ੍ਰਾਂਜੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ, ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਚਾਂਸਿਸ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਕਿਤੇ ਨਾ ਕਿਤੇ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਦਗਾਬਾਜ਼ੀ ਹੋ ਜਾਵੇ। ਇਨਸਾਨੀ ਫਿਤਰਤ ਹੈ ਜੀ, ਇਹਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਟਾਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦੇ। ਪਰ ਦਗਾਬਾਜ਼ੀ ਤੋਂ ਬਚਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਇੱਕੋ ਚੀਜ਼ ਕੰਮ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਹੈ, ਉਹ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਜਿਸ ਵਿਸ਼ੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਟ੍ਰਾਂਜੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਨ ਲੱਗੇ ਹੋ ਉਹਦੀ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ। ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਹੀ ਡਿਸਕਸ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹਾਂਗੇ ਕਿ ਕੀ ਇਹ ਸਹੀ ਸਮੇਂ ਹੈ ਮਕਾਨ ਖਰੀਦਣ ਦਾ ਜਾਂ ਵੇਚਣ ਦਾ। ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਬੜੀ ਉੱਚੀ ਨੀਵੀਂ ਚੱਲ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ, ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਸਾਹ ਸੁੱਕੇ ਪਏ ਆ, ਰੋਟੀ ਖਾਣੀ ਮੁਸ਼ਕਿਲ ਹੋਈ ਪਈ ਹੈ, ਦੁੱਧ ਦਹੀਂ ਬਟਰ ਖਰੀਦਣਾ ਬੜਾ ਮਹਿੰਗਾ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ। ਸਭ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਗੱਲ ਸਮਝ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਹੈ, ਪਰ ਰਹਿਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਤਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਟਿਕਾਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੀ। ਇਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਨਗੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਖਾਸ ਮਹਿਮਾਨ ਨੇ ਜੀ, ਐਬਟਸਫੋਰਡ BC ਤੋਂ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਸੂਰਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ। ਸੋ ਪਰ ਉੱਥੇ ਜਾਣ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੁਇਕਲੀ ਇੱਕ ਸਕਿੰਟ ਹੀ ਲਵਾਂਗੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਅੱਜ ਦੀ ਕੋਟ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ। ਇਹ ਵੇਨ ਡਾਇਰ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਕੋਟ ਹੈ ਜੀ। ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਕਿ ਇਟ ਇਜ਼ ਇੰਪੋਸੀਬਲ ਫॉर ਯੂ ਟੂ ਬੀ ਐਂਗਰੀ ਐਂਡ ਲਾਫ ਐਟ ਦ ਸੇਮ ਟਾਈਮ। ਕਦੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਦਿਖਾਓ। ਐਂਗਰ ਐਂਡ ਲਾਫਟਰ ਆਰ ਮਿਊਚੁਅਲੀ ਐਕਸਕਲੂਸਿਵ ਐਂਡ ਯੂ ਹੈਵ ਦ ਪਾਵਰ ਟੂ ਚੂਜ਼ ਈਦਰ। ਇਹ ਉਹੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਨਾ ਜੈਕਿਲ ਐਂਡ ਹਾਈਡ ਵਾਲੀ, ਕਿ ਦੋਨੇ ਬਿਹੇਵੀਅਰ ਪੁੱਠੇ ਆ, ਇੱਕ ਚੰਗਾ ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਮਾੜਾ। ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੋਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸੇਮ ਟਾਈਮ ਤੇ ਰਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ। ਚੂਜ਼ ਕਰਨਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਮੇਵਾਰੀ ਹੈ, ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਹੱਥ 'ਚ ਆ। ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖਣਾ ਕਿ ਕਿਹਨੂੰ ਚੂਜ਼ ਕਰਨਾ। ਇਹ ਦੋਨੇ ਆਪਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮਿੰਗਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦੇ, ਐਕਸਕਲੂਸਿਵ ਨੇ ਟੋਟਲੀ। ਵੇਨ ਡਾਇਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸੋਚ ਹੈ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਲਾਮ ਮਾਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜੀ, ਅਤੇ ਉਮੀਦ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਦਿਨ ਇਸ ਸੋਚ ਨਾਲ ਚੰਗਾ ਅੱਗੇ ਗੁਜ਼ਰੇਗਾ। ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਮਾਧਿਅਮ ਰਾਹੀਂ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਚੈਟ ਕਰੋਗੇ, ਜਿੱਥੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਉੱਥੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੋਗੇ ਜਾਂ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਪਾਓਗੇ ਤੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਇੱਥੇ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਆ ਜਾਵੇਗਾ। ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸੁਨੇਹੇ ਦੀ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ, ਜੋ ਵੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਢੁਕਵਾਂ ਜਵਾਬ ਸਾਡੀ ਸਮਝ ਅਨੁਸਾਰ ਹੋਏਗਾ, ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਦਿਆਂਗੇ। ਜੇ ਨਾ ਸਮਝ ਆਇਆ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਹਾਂਗੇ ਜੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਥੋੜ੍ਹਾ ਟਾਈਮ ਦੇ ਦਿਓ, ਰਿਸਰਚ ਕਰਕੇ ਡਾਟਾ ਕੱਢ ਕੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ ਪੇਸ਼ ਕਰ ਦਾਂਗੇ। ਇੱਕ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਾਡਾ ਡਿਸਕਲੇਮਰ ਹੈ ਜੀ, ਉਹ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਧਿਆਨ ਰੱਖਿਓ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨਲ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੇ ਤੌਰ 'ਤੇ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਡਾਟਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਥਰਡ ਪਾਰਟੀਜ਼ ਤੋਂ ਓਬਟੇਨ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਬੜੀਆਂ ਹੀ ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਡਿਪੈਂਡੇਬਲ ਆਰਗੇਨਾਈਜੇਸ਼ਨ ਨੇ ਜੀ, ਬਹੁਤ ਰਿਸਰਚ ਕਰਦੀਆਂ, ਬੜਾ ਲੈਜਿਡ ਡਾਟਾ। ਪਰ ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਵਜੂਦ ਵੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਮਜਬੂਰੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਗਰੰਟੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਦੇ ਸਕਦੇ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਡਾਟਾ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਕੁ ਐਕੂਰੇਟ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ। ਸੋ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਦੇ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ 'ਚ ਕੋਈ ਟ੍ਰਾਂਜੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੋਏ ਤਾਂ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਰਿਪਰੈਜ਼ੈਂਟੇਟਿਵ ਹੈਗਾ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਬਹਿ ਕੇ ਡਾਟਾ ਸਟੱਡੀ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਕਰ ਲਿਓ, ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਗਲਤ ਫਹਿਮੀ ਨਾ ਰਹਿ ਜਾਏ ਅਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ PC24 RETV ਨੂੰ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਚੰਗਾ ਮੰਦਾ ਨਾ ਆਖੋ। ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਮਹਿਮਾਨ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਜੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਪ੍ਰਮੋਟ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ, ਪ੍ਰੋਡਕਟ ਦੱਸਦੇ ਆ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ, ਸਾਡਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਪ੍ਰੋਡਕਟਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਕੋਈ ਲੈਣਾ ਦੇਣਾ ਨਹੀਂ। ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਆ ਅਤੇ ਉਹ ਜੋ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਫੈਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਨਾਲ ਠੀਕ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਉਹ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਜੀ। ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਰਾਂ ਹੀ ਰੱਖਿਓ। ਅਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਉਣ ਲੱਗੇ ਹਾਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਗੈਸਟ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਸੂਰਾ ਸਰ। ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ, ਵੈਲਕਮ ਟੂ ਦ ਸ਼ੋ ਸਰ।
Good morning to you. Good morning. It's
Good
another
morning.
wonderful
How
talk
is
with you.
BC today?
BC is raining, and it's getting to the point where rain has taken over the presence of snow. There's no more
Okay.
snow unless you're in the hills.
Mm-hmm.
So exciting things, I guess, for people who really like the outdoors. They're encouraged and engaged in hiking, biking, just to sort of not overwhelm themselves with the current status of the economy. Obviously, people need to sustain themselves by keeping themselves active, right?
That's good.
If you fail to look after your body, then nothing is worthwhile at the end of the day, right?
Yes.
So,
when I was in BC, I think a couple years back, I went to Grouse Mountain with my friend. Oh, that was fabulous experience. We made friends with the server at the restaurant up there, and
Okay.
she is still in contact with me.
wow.
Never lose a contact with anyone because you don't know who may need your help.
Well, that's just it. I mean, we're here as social creatures, and we need to help elevate each other. We can't. It's not fair not to support your fellow human being, right?
Absolutely. So, Amrit, people are very much in a confused state of mind. They want to buy, but they don't know, is it the right time to buy? They want to sell, They don't know, is it the right time to sell? Should they wait for a little longer? Do they tend to, like, will they lose money if they sell now versus if they sell in the future? Same for the buyers. Would they
Mm.
be paying more today than they may pay down the lane? Because there is a lot of noise online saying the market is going to go down further because rates are expected to go at least 50 basis point in this quarter. One announcement is due on 25th of January, the other is due on 8th March. For US, there is same prediction that in the first quarter, US will end up at 50 basis point hike before they think of stopping this rate hike cycle. Inflation came down. It is totally contrary to what I was thinking. The
Mhm.
inflation data came down at 6.3% from 6.8% in November, which was, I would say, a great accomplishment. But mostly driven by gas prices because they went lower by more than 13%. People paid 13% in change lesser on gas station than in the previous month. But what drove the inflation to 6.3 was the shelter cost, the rentals, the mortgage payments. So these kind of pushed up. So there is countermeasures acting. So the buyers and sellers, they are very much upset, confused. What should they do? So I figured out, and correct me if I'm wrong or add something to it if you want to. There are some key questions to answer. Why is one of them. Why they want to transact, buy or sell, which I think is the biggest question because everything starts with a why. And the second thing is what, for buyers specifically, what they want to buy, and for sellers, what they want to do after they end up selling their property. And where would or should the buyers purchase a home? They have to figure it out. And same for the sellers, where they will live too after they sell the house. And then I think the next biggest question is how. How for both seller and buyers could be different. So I would like to have some insight into these major questions, which are always, hammering your brain, asking you go buy a house. Then one of the answer is not there. Either why is not there, or where is not there, or how is not there. The end result is confusion.
Okay. Yeah, I understand confusion is there. However, like you says, why, uh, what, where, and when, what is appropriate to each individual party, right?
Yeah.
So we all know and understand that there are certain requirements of shelter. Okay. So shelter requirements could be fulfilled by a purchase
Mm-hmm.
or a rental.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the difference? The difference between the cost of the rental and the cost of obtaining a mortgage. So depending on the party that wants to make that decision and their outlook of their life cycle in that specific home or region. Okay, is it a job that's taking them there? Everybody knows we all need to live somewhere. Okay,
Yeah.
whether it's by means of rental or by means of purchase.
Yeah.
So stagnating yourself in order to see the response of the market would be a foolish decision, because you're going to need a place to live. You're either going to rent or you're going to buy, right? So the difference is, what is the difference in the monthly payment of having a rental or having something that's going to build
Yeah. But
equity?
Amrit, you are going far. So right now, they have to find out the why they should transact in real estate. Why
Right.
is important? You said one thing very correctly. They have to
Hmm.
live somewhere,
Yes.
rent or
It's a
buy.
necessity. Yeah.
But we're talking about
Yeah.
buy. We're only talking today about buy residential property. We are not even talking about rent or commercial or industrial
Right.
or investment. Because right now, the core thing that we want to talk about is why. So they have to find their why. So for some people, why could be stability in life. I think that should be for most of us. We need to be stable.
Right.
We need to have a fixed lifestyle that doesn't take too much toll on us planning every day or every year. For example, renting. The landlord may say next year, can you please vacate my property because now my daughter is coming back and she wants to use the house. So that is
Hmm.
instability for your children. You have to find a new school. If you change your neighbor, you have to
Right.
budget your commute cost. If the next home is farther than your workplace, is it in a crowded place? Are you paying more rent? Because the rent will also change. So the rent every next year keeps on increasing. Because when dynamics change, you have
Correct.
to find a place. And then more demand, less supply, like we are facing today, is making things worse. So why is very important to define why do you want to buy? They have to sit down. If I say buy today, they will say, oh, he is a broker, so he wants to make money off us. The standard generic message people post on social media. Oh, yeah, yeah, you will always say buy, buy, buy because you need to make money off us. Can you
Yes.
sell someone something if they haven't figured out their why?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think at the end of the day, the majority of the buyers, if they're looking and shopping, they've either taken the time in order to research the relevant data
Hmm.
in order to get them to the next step. So um, I think yes, definitely stability is definitely a why. And if we look at the influx of newcomers to Canada,
Hmm.
generally they want to engage themselves into a scenario where they purchase and settle down for the
Hmm.
sake of their family, right?
Yeah,
So it, the mentality of you know being on an opportunity train as far as
yeah,
the past 3 years is concerned, uh, you know, you can make substantial amounts of money on acquiring a good deal.
yeah,
That thought pattern might be significantly changed in the buyer's minds at the present time. So uh, they would come in as an end user scenario, right? So as opposed to people using the real estate platform as a way of generating income or money, flipping. So yeah, you're correct. Absolutely, I think stability is the biggest thing.
yeah,
Most
yeah. And I would
buyers,
like to know what is your why? I'm asking people who are watching this show, what is their why when they bought the house or when they're planning to buy a house? What is their why? It is very important.
mhm,
I read somewhere that once you are a homeowner, you become more productive, you become more confident, you do better, you are more engaged in the community. Community recognizes you as one of their own. Otherwise, for
mhm,
tenants, And this is universal. You go anywhere in the world. If you are a tenant, people tend to get involved very less. But if you are an owner, then there are all kind of associations they want you to engage with, get in conversation. If they have some kind of, you know, association, they want you to be a part of it. But if you're a tenant, do they ever care about you? So inclusiveness comes when you are a homeowner. People
Right.
recognize you better. Because for tenants, they don't know you are here today and you may not be there tomorrow. So this is what my personal feel is. When I bought my house, my why was, I have two daughters. I lived
Hmm.
in a basement. They were pretty young, 5 and I guess 10-year-old. And the landlords can venture into your space anytime, whether you are home or not. So my kids are sleeping alone and we are working the night shift. And if the landlord is a pedo or some criminal background, which we never know, it is really restlessness that you are not doing well at the work too. You are always thinking, oh, my kids are alone at home, so I need to go back
Hmm.
and check on them. So that was my why. I wanted to make sure my family is safe and secure from any predator who may be living outside as a landlord. That was my why. So what
Okay.
other people's why is,
And
they may so many different whys when they buy a house. So they need to figure out why
you know,
before
that,
they find the answer, should I buy today or not?
hmm.
You agree with me or you agree with me?
Are you right or not? Are you right or not wrong? Exactly. The decision is exactly as you say. You're ready to buy when you're ready to buy, and
Yeah,
the major determining factors are going to be safety and security of your family, right? So,
absolutely. So for me, that
hundred
was
percent.
my why, because when I saw that landlord can barge into your private space anytime when you are not there, and they would come into our space every day non-stop to check on if we close the fridge nicely, if the fridge is clean, if the counters are clean, if we have mopped the floor. And when we'll come back from work, I could tell that someone walked through my space. You can feel that.
Well, that's illegal, by the way.
Well, that's illegal, but how can you stop them? I'm talking about 2004. So things have changed so much
Hmm.
in 18 years or 19 years. But in 2004, we didn't have those cameras, fancy camera that we have in every house these days. Ring wasn't invented. Otherwise, we could deter
The
people from
ring camera.
entering our space. But it was not that I had bad experience with my landlord. They were phenomenal people. They will come downstairs, they will feed my kids, they will make sure they are sleeping well. Husband and wife both will come down. I met them just the other day. We have great relationship with them. They were nice, but what if they were not
Wow.
nice? So that is my why. So if you want to find out the answer to this question, which is a multi-million dollar question, is it the right time to buy? This is the first question you need to understand, right? The next
Right.
question that I have is what? What you want to buy? Because that will affect the amount of money you are expected to pump in to the purchase. How much? If you're buying a one bedroom house, it may probably cost way lesser than if you are buying a 5 bedroom house.
Hmm.
900 square feet versus 5,000 square feet. So that's your what? And do not forget that buying a house, taking a mortgage is a huge commitment and full of risks. We all saw the risk this time. Many people are selling their houses under power of sale now. I haven't seen that kind of number of listings before. I'm seeing now. If you go on my website, which is gtaforsalehomes.com, there is a tab that says Power of Sale Homes. Click there and you will see them on the map. There are about 11 or 12 listings in GTA for Power of Sale. I haven't seen them before. So because
Hmm.
it is a commitment, it's a long commitment, and you have to be prepared for it. Your what should be very well defined and very logical.
Yeah, the what is definitely going to change also when different depends on the family dynamic, right?
Absolutely.
So you can't have a five-person family in a two-bedroom condo.
Yes.
So
Unless you have those
you
bunk beds.
yeah. Well, I mean, some condos they limit the number of occupants, right?
They do. There are
Yeah.
limits.
So again, I think yeah, the what is going to be determined by the family dynamic and um, definitely on. Um, I guess the next question you're going to have is how as well, right?
Yeah, how
Um,
is an equally important question. How? How are you going to buy it? Or
mhm.
how are you going to sell it? Because both things take a lot of patience, analysis, and interaction with the right realtor. By the way, we have a sold conditional status on the listing in on my listing.
Oh, congratulations!
Yeah, it's a very
That's
lucrative price we sold it for.
oh well. Again, I
Conditional.
mean, you've taken the challenge and helped someone get into the next phase, right? So there you
Yeah,
go.
so that was their how.
Patience.
You need a
Patience
lot
is
of
the
that,
key.
and you need a poker face to sell.
Yeah.
If you show excitement during an offer negotiation, you are going
Hmm.
to spoil the whole negotiation. So
Yeah.
keeping a poker face for me is very important. And I am used to it, honestly. Very much used to it. I'm never excited. People, I might have lost some listings because of it, because some potential client said, "Oh, I didn't see you very excited about our property." I wasn't.
Hmm.
I wasn't. Is a butcher excited about the goat he's going to butcher? I'm not saying butchering client, but I'm just giving you an
No.
analogy because that
Yeah.
goat is a kind of an item he's going to sell from his store. For me, the house is an item that I'm going to sell. It is on consignment to me and I'm going to sell it off. So once it sells,
There's a
I'm going to pay off. So what kind of excitement should I show? I know we all have been suggested when you walk into client's house, say, "Oh wow, beautiful house, nice spotlights. Oh, you kept it well." What if all that excitement you are unable to sell? Then what?
yeah. Well, it really depends, I guess. Sometimes things fall into the place as and when they need to, right? So
Yeah. So well,
yeah.
no, I could grab one listing back because I offered to sit down with them again over lunch. I wanted to give them a pre-listing package and I insisted that they read it. I ended up getting their listing and we sold it for way more price than they were expecting. And then they understood why I wasn't emotionally connected to the property. I am not, never. So coming back to how for buyers is very uphill task these days. Of course, they have to find a proper realtor. They have to do their own budget. They have to probably stop spending money on frivolous things like extra coffees or vacations or expensive cars or expensive clothing, jewelry, they have to start cutting down on them because how takes a long process. So how begins with arranging funds for the down payment first and then being able to get qualified for a suitable mortgage product. If they don't do it in the beginning, they are going to sulk at the end or in the middle when they will be stuck in a deal and they have no other option except to pay high rent. So the earlier they figure out how, either by themselves or seeking advice from a professional or maybe their accountant who will tell them, you know what, this is how you should do it, this is how much money you need. Many people know
Hmm.
that, how much down payment you require, where you have to make your cuts and all those things in order to be able to buy, and is the money coming from gifted funds. So that is the how they have to figure out. If they have figured out how, nothing like it. So now, coupled with their why, coupled with their what, and when they reach how, and they think, yeah, I'm okay, I have seen this, I can do it. Clarity of thought is very critical for buyers to transact in any market, but more important in such markets where every day is more and more challenging for the home buyers.
Yes, absolutely. I think how is the biggest uh, pivot point, because
Yes,
understanding where the money's coming from um, is going to determine what and when, right?
yeah,
So the importance is definitely there, because you have to have a structured approach with the right guidance.
yeah. So if
Um,
you have figured out why, if you have figured out what, then that will determine how much money you require. And I think we can fix how after what before we go to where,
mhm.
right? So we can say the
Right.
sequence could be why, what, how.
Why, what, how? Exactly.
So can we rearrange that in this order? Will that make more sense?
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. We have a consensus which many governments never have. So why,
Yeah.
what, how? It's two-member party and both agree, unanimous agreement on that. If you disagree, I'm going to disconnect your call.
Mhm. I think if there was more of a structured approach, even in the more robust activity years, a
Mhm.
lot of people wouldn't have had been facing some of the consequences they're facing at the present time.
Yeah, what I
Because
understand is that people did not figure out their why and what before. So they just went on to how, which is how much money they have to put down and how much money they would be paying every month. That was quite low at that time. They were okay with it. So
right.
buying a 3,000 square foot house for two people and then trying to find tenants was never a good idea. How you are going to pay rental income is never a part of that decision. Oh, I will rent my basement and I will make money. No, that's not the right approach. You have to figure out without any rental income coming in or without your children's CCTV flowing in. The money is not for you to put
So
on a house,
yeah,
right?
so exactly. Yeah, simply put, is taking the actions at a slower pace and really thinking things through, as opposed to making, we've said this before, like emotional decisions and
Yeah.
casino moves, right? Last year was full of that.
Full of
So
that.
those
All the
consequences,
previous years were full of that kind of
yeah,
behavior. Oh, okay, the payment is what? $1,800? I can pay it. But now that $1,800 is $5,200.
That's a big
With
hit on the pocket.
That is a big hit on the
It's
pocket,
a big
and that's just on the mortgages. But there are other things
mm,
too: day-to-day living expenses, medication, grocery, and all those gas things. And people think buying Tesla will be more economical for them. Well, wait for it. Maybe 5 more years. When everyone is having
mm,
electric car, then you will be reverting back to gas. Isn't it like when
yes,
you are in winter, you want summer? When you're in summer, you want winter.
right.
Human beings can never be satisfied. We have a
Yeah,
cycle of
that's
repeating that, going back.
exactly,
So when you got all
exactly.
these hi-fi smartphones, I really want to have a flip phone. That was so peaceful. No text,
Mm.
no email coming through, and you only check emails when you are on your computer. So no distracted driving. That was so convenient.
The old Nokia phone that
The
that
old
was
Nokia phone,
definitely.
and then go back to the cart age when people would be driving carts or horses and never get bumped into each other. I haven't heard any accident where a horse hit another horse and broke its leg. No insurances. Now, so when it comes to how entails budgeting yourself, looking at how much disposal funds you have, your income, gross income, is it stable? Last 2 years in notice of assessment, this is what lenders see these days. Your T4s, no BS job, no fake documents, all crystal clear data, because you will be caught if you manipulate your important documents that verify your income or your employment. Trust me, these guys at lending institutions are very well advised, and they know where you will make an error, and they look at the right spot all the time. Unless there is a nexus between mortgage specialist or someone in the bank manager, or there has to be a coherence between parties to do some fraud. Otherwise, it cannot happen. Right, Amrit?
Yeah, I mean, getting those things are there was an article obviously or a video on. I think you watched it a while back. Mortgage fraud is certainly. I don't know how big of an industry it is because again, at the end of the day, you wanna guide your clients in the right direction. Um, we don't want to be seen facilitating any nonsense, right? It's unfair because at the end of the day, the consequences that the client will suffer
Yeah,
are phenomenal.
absolutely.
Mm.
And what's the word
So
hypocrite? Right? Hypocrite is when you say one thing, do another thing contrary to what you say, right? That is hypocrite, being hypocritic. So, how hypocritic we are when we are sworn to work in the best interest of a client, but then we advise them something which may be totally contrary to their well being or better interest. It may land them in a jail too. It's a federal offense to play with your income document. Whenever you are working with a federal institution, banks here, you could be indicted, you could be put in jail, RCMP will come knocking at your doors. So nobody wants that.
mhm.
Everyone wants to have a peaceful life. So how should not include someone's promise that okay, I will make documents for you. Just strike that out. That's not your how. Go for a smaller what? then a bigger what, and then fraudulent how, right? So
Yeah,
fraud should not have a
exactly.
place in your home purchase mindset. So how entails, what else can come in how? We'll talk more about it, and I will give some time to Amrit so he can come up with more how factors. We'll resume our program after this quick break. Are you looking for a reliable legal office that can handle your closing in the most effective manner? If yes, please get in touch with Rakesh Joshi at 416 213 8600. Joshi Law Office provides all the legal advices about real estate law, business law, immigration laws, notarization and affidavits, wills and trust. Give them a call today, 416 213 8600. Are you looking for reliable immigration services? If yes, contact Sukhi Paul at 647 296 4575 or office phone number 905 790 8877. They are located at 219 220 at 7956 Torban Road. It's right at the intersection of Torban Road and Steeles Avenue West. Contact them for all kind of visa services. Are you the breadwinner for your family? Have you ever considered if something were to happen to you, what would happen to your wife, to your children, to your parents? If not, this is the time to call Kamaljeet Bhola at 647 772 1481. She is an amazing insurance advisor working with Beyond Care Insurance Solutions in Brampton, Ontario. Find out what best you can do your family while you can. Do not put this thing off till tomorrow. This could be very, very critical for your family's future. Are you thinking of a career change or adding another one to your portfolio? Well, you are thinking right. Call Sarabjit Luddar at 416-879-3039 from Beyond Care Insurance Solutions. She also deals in life, long-term travel, critical illness, disability insurance. Give her a call today at 416-879-3039. This is what we can tell you. She will always give you the right advice and help you find out if being an insurance advisor is your piece of cake. Are you thinking to sell your home and are concerned about depreciating values? Don't be. You are in safe hands with Paul Chima. Call me at 647-333-2273. I ensure safety of your home with electronic lock boxes. Nobody can enter your house without permission from our brokerage, and we provide full detail if needed at any point in time. Once again, Paul Chima, 647-333-2273. Better call Paul and get moving. Do you want to shop right without burning your pockets? If yes, please visit Monisha Discount Warehouse at 377 Burnhamthorpe Road, East Mississauga, Ontario. They are the best. They have all kind of Indian, Pakistani and other local stuff that you can buy at literally throwaway prices. Contact them at 905 361 0773. Monisha Discount Warehouse. D.P. Jain is a well-known name in the fields of accounting. You can contact him today at his cell number 416-305-0080 or his office number 905-790-9327. Once you start working with him, you will never want to leave him. He is five-star professional. Call him today. D.P. Jain Professional Corporation. PC24 RE TV is heard over so many different channels. If you want to promote your business for free, call me at 647 333 2273. You can also send your artwork to contact at paulchima.com. We are here to be partners in your business success. 647 333 2273. Welcome back to PC24 RATV's today's episode. We are talking about is it right time to transact in real estate? Right now, our focus is on the buyers. So, home buyers have to figure out certain questions: why they want to buy, what they want to buy, and how they want to buy before they move on to the next question: where to buy. I will tell you this, or take this my as my advice, that it is immaterial what size of house you buy. If you cannot buy 2400 square feet and you can only afford 1000 square feet, by all means go for it, because this will still be your house and you are not paying anyone else's mortgage. Now you have more privacy. It's your place. Nobody can barge in unannounced. Nobody can kick you out as long as you keep paying your monthly mortgage and principal payments. It's all good. When the time improves, you can always sell this starter home and move into your previously dreamed about bigger house, 24 or 3000 square feet, because the starter homes are always in demand. So when you buy a smaller home as your starter home, trust me, you learn so many things that will make you a better home buyer when you buy your second home. You learn the way houses are built. You learn various maintenance tips. You learn how to keep your house well maintained all through the different seasons of the year. So you get more education. So we are talking about how, and when we put this question up, we meant that you should be aware of your budget, your obligations when you take mortgage. If you can buy cash, by all means, fabulous. What else can be better than buying cash? Cash is king. You may have a better deal when you are buying cash. This is the time many investors will buy houses because they know this is the market where houses are selling at their nearly bottom prices. They may rise by 300, $400,000 in couple years. No investment will grow that fast. But what I am talking here today is buying for your personal use, not for investment. So we'll continue our discussion on how factor of this home purchase process today with Amrit Sura, and here we have him. Yes, sir. So in how budget, mortgage, because it's a commitment. What else can we include in
Commitment.
how? What do you suggest? Or that's enough?
No, there's going to be definitely more questions on uh, how is certainly going to bring to the fact your available funds, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
are you ready? Are you ready with the funds? Are the funds still getting saved up for? So certainly, those kind of questions 100% need to be addressed. So the duration of decision making might be slower, right?
Yeah.
It might mean that as opposed to making a decision within the first 3 months of looking has turned into 6 or 9 months.
Yeah.
So slowing down things is an important thing, because you have to have the right questions before you engage um, into the market.
Absolutely. I am in for it. And I guess you picked the right stuff here. There's basically the right topic. When you are suggesting someone, they should be completely aware of all these questions before they say, yes, I'm buying. It's not a marriage, it's a serious business. Of course, marriage is also serious business, but I'm just saying because sometimes I say things that just don't make any sense, but I still say them. So the bottom line is you should be very careful about where you are putting your step. Are you burdening yourself or are you enjoying home ownership? I know, Amrit, many people who buy houses way beyond their requirement. In the longer run, they are always put to some kind of disadvantage. Either it is frustration or family continuously fighting because there is never enough money to run the household or go out for a vacation, and all they are doing is pay their mortgages. So if you have a house that fits your family size, then I think nothing like it. You can
So
relax, you
yeah,
can sleep, you can sleep in your bed rather than in a truck and then making payment and just taking pictures on weekend, sharing it with your friends in India, saying this is my house, 3000 square feet, but you are living in 150 square feet of your trucks or bunk beds.
so yeah, again, just to add, not only having the available down payment, but
Hmm.
also future mortgage payments, maybe for up to 2 years, right? Is that money
Yeah,
there? Are we
yeah,
praying that that nothing happens to us in the that nobody wishes that, but
yeah.
before making a life-changing decision,
Hmm.
how are you going to manage? So let's go back into the decision making process which was happening in the 1960s
Hmm.
and the 1970s, as opposed to uh, oh, I've got 3 months worth of payments,
Yeah,
I should be okay to buy. And maybe you have
absolutely.
car payments as well, maybe you have insurance payments.
Well, the
So
credit cards
all
didn't
of that
exist
has to
then.
be addressed. No, they didn't.
Wasn't cash the
No,
best
they
way
didn't.
to live? I was reading
Yeah.
the data on inflation. So people, the inflation was about no, not inflation, the debt. Sorry, the debt on households used to be in 80s to 89%. That is, they still had money after paying off all the debt. Today, the debt has touched 182%. That means there's no money in their pockets. Banks are empty, pockets are empty. They're living off their credit cards. When check comes in, it is already spent out. There's nothing in their hands. So then they have to keep working and working and working to pay off their 182%, which never happens. It's such a miserable condition we put ourselves in.
Not with the help of the government, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Government, for every $100 you spend in credit through credit card, you end up paying $3 to the Visa or Mastercard providers as a
Hmm.
transaction fee. So $100 become 97. Next time it becomes 96, five something. Then it becomes 90 something. So eventually your $100 end up with the Visa or Mastercard companies. The $100 just vanish.
Right.
Right?
In
But if it
thin
is
air.
cash,
Yeah.
I pay you cash $100. You pay that cash to buy another thing $100. It still stays $100. You keep paying forward and forward. $100 stay $100. Of course, inflation, I'm not calculating that component, but this is where your money still shows $100. So anyways, we are in a messy state of affairs and will never improve. After you have figured out your how, that is your own budget, your own down payment, your mortgage eligibility, then maybe you will think where to buy. So where can be equally important. So for some people, where is closer to the place of work. For some people, where is closer to the best possible schools. For some, where is away from areas infested with crime. For some, maybe areas where there's a lot of crime. I don't know. Depends what kind of person you are. But my experience is people prefer either work or their children's education as a priority to figure out where to buy a house. Some people are, Amrit, very particular. They want to buy closer to a good Catholic school. That means a good Catholic school with a high rating on the Fraser Institute. They know all. That's their way.
Yeah, convenience is a major thing.
Yeah,
That could mean obviously work, school, and some some people obviously they want locations which are accessible to parks and trails quite easily. So
yeah,
I'm sure you see that a lot as well.
yeah.
But major points are convenience. Major
Convenience,
points
either to their
are
workplace,
what is the convenience? Yeah,
whatever fits their lifestyle.
yeah.
For some, what could be a condominium where they don't have to
Hmm.
clean their cars. They just park underground. They don't have to do any snow. They just come in, go to bed, sleep, wake up, eat, go back to work. There are many those IT guys who live this kind of life.
Hmm.
They're working overtime and they are always either on the computer or their phones and doing stuff. So what? It's their why. It's their why and it's their what. So
Hmm.
if all these questions tally why, what, how, where, did we miss any factor? If you want to add up, do add up. Throw a message in. So we'll probably talk about that next time. But this is where everything comes down to that if you are satisfied with these major questions that me and Surah have just talked about, go for it by all means. Right, Amrit?
Yeah.
It's not about me or Amrit
Yeah.
making money
Um,
off you. It's you trying to see if you need a professional person to help you navigate through the intricacies of home buying process. It is more than home inspection and mortgage clauses. Trust me on that. So
yeah.
I'm not saying, but it's way more than those two clauses which people say. What else you do? Just put those clauses, throw in an offer, and we're done. It doesn't work like that. A small mistake on an offer can land you in a big trouble that you have never realized. To give you an example, if you are selling your home with tenants and the other party has agreed to take up your tenants, assume their tenancy, and if you do not make changes where it says on the closing day vacant possession will be provided, this is a pre-printed text on the first page of the offer where it says
Hmm.
the date of completion is this when the seller will provide a vacant possession to the tenant, to the buyer. And if you do not strike that out, you are going to be in big trouble. Or you do not mention in a clause saying the buyers are okay to assume the tenancy which is at this price, and buyers have been made aware of the monthly rent, they will be given the deposit toward the last month rent on the day of closing via some kind of adjustment, then this single mistake can avoid the closing and buyers may take the deposit, walk away from the deal. You would not be able to do anything at all, any damn thing about it at all. A simple single mistake.
Yes. So not to rush through things when you're making life-changing decisions, right?
Yeah, absolutely. People think we are only writing two clauses, inspection and mortgage.
Being
They don't see that this pre-printed document has so many things that either need to be added to, changed, right? So that they suit the particular situation on any offer. And I laugh at them. I say, okay, it's not about two conditions. If you can answer my three of my questions about home purchase, then you don't need a realtor. But they cannot.
Mhm.
They will just walk away. Even those families who are into their fourth or fifth purchase, when you start explaining the process to them, they will say, oh, I never knew that. Many don't know about consumer relationship with the realtors. They are unaware of it. They have signed it, working with a realtor firm, nothing else than that. Hey, what happened? I don't see David in your office today. Is he late?
No, David will arrive soon.
See, I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that he has to be in the office at 8:30
He's probably
sharp.
on his way up.
Okay. Well, it was nice
No, they
talking to
normally
you,
they start
and
at 9, right? So
what did you say, Amrit? Sorry, I missed that.
no, I think the normal working hours are 9 to 5, right?
Yeah.
So he gets in between 8:30 and 9.
Okay.
So
So, yeah. Before I end up this session, I would like to say if you have any question pertaining to home purchase in BC, give Amrit a call 778 999 1531. This is a prime phone number and doesn't charge any money for you making a call to him. He's okay with it. So 778 999 1531. And before I end up the program, I got a very exciting call from one of our guests on the show. Her name is Sarabjit. She was very excited yesterday and she made me extremely happy too. She said, Paul, from your broadcast, I got a business, $1,000 in premium every month. And I was so excited. I said, okay, God bless you. So this is what happens because our channel is all information channel. We don't talk religion. We don't talk politics. We don't talk anything that is controversial. It is a simple channel meant to educate home buyers and homeowners. Nothing more than that. And we do not have any agenda. If you have no agent representing you, you can call me, or if you are buying in Abbotsford, Amrit Sura is your choice. 778 999 1531. To call me 647 333 2273. But before I end the program, like always, I would say my condolences to all those families who have lost their beloved ones today. May God bless the departed soul and give you strength to get over this loss in your life. Thank you very much for watching. Tomorrow we will be live from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. and we shall have our guest Sunil Watts, a senior advocate from Jalandhar, Punjab, talking about all matters that NRIs, non-resident Indians, have to face when they are in India. The last episode was very widely watched, appreciated, and because it explained what kind of properties they can buy or the practices they should avoid. So I hope tomorrow's session will be equally useful. We are expecting an immigration advisor on Friday. So stay tuned with more announcements coming your way. Give us permission today to leave the program. Thank you very much for being here with us. Any question, any comment, please feel free to put them down. Thank you very much. Bye. You have to say anything, Amrit?
No, just well wishes to everyone. Have a great day.
Awesome. See you tomorrow, 8 to 9 a.m. EST, 6:30 to